Hi guys, I'm going to read you another book by Steve Jenkins. It is called Biggest, Strongest, Fastest. And as we look at the cover of the book, I want you to think about what kind of animal that is and how that animal is the biggest, strongest, and fastest. Animals live all around us. They crawl, walk, run, hop, swim, and fly. Some animals are too small to see without a microscope. Others, like a blue whale, are bigger than a house. There are animals that move as fast as a car and animals that would need half an hour to cross a room. Here are some of the biggest, smallest, and fastest and slowest, strongest and longest animals. They are the record holders of the animal world. What do you think Steve Jenkins means by record holder? The African elephant is the biggest land mammal. The largest elephant ever measured was more than 13 feet tall and weighed 22,000 pounds. An African elephant eats over 300 pounds of grass or leaves every day. The strongest animal for its size is the ant. An ant can carry 5 times its own weight. A strong man can carry something that weighs about as much as he does. So, actually, an ant is stronger. And if we look at that diagram right there, it shows us some different things. A diagram is a drawing that explains something. What do you notice in the diagram? How does the diagram help you to understand how strong an ant is? The tallest animal is a giraffe. Male giraffes grow as tall as 19 feet. The females are a little shorter. With their great height and long, flexible necks, giraffes can eat leaves that other grazing animals cannot reach. I want you to look closely at the giraffe's head. Can you see that Steve Jenkins has used different pieces of paper placed on top of each other? What do you think about that? The blue whale is the biggest animal. That has ever lived. A blue whale can grow to 110 feet long and weigh over 168 tons, as much as 20 elephants. Even the biggest dinosaur was smaller than a blue whale. And now, again, I want you to look down at the bottom of that diagram. Look at the small diagram and the person. How does the illustration help you think of how big a blue whale is? So here's our diagram right here. You can see that a really small person is right there, right? Or a person of normal size, just like us. And this is how big the whale is. Very big. The Etruscan shrew, the world's smallest mammal, could sleep in a teaspoon. From the tip of its nose to the end of its tail, this shrew is only 2.5 inches long. It weighs about as much as a ping pong ball. And here's another diagram again down at the bottom, and it shows us how small that little mouse is compared to our hand. The smallest bird is the bee hummingbird. The bee hummingbird is an acrobatic flyer that is only 3 inches long. It weighs 1/30th of an ounce, less than a dime. The sun jellyfish. Is the world's longest mammal. Sun jellyfish have over 200 feet long. They drag these poisonous filaments through the water to stun fish, which they then catch and eat. Their tentacles are over 200 feet long. And we can look at the diagram here, how big they are compared to a person like us up here. The largest kind of spider is the bird spider. The bird spider measures almost a foot across, and it has a poisonous bite. It spins a very strong web to trap the birds and eat large insects. You can see down here, it's about the size of our hand in real life, and that's what it looks like. The cheetah can run faster than any other animal. A cheetah can reach speeds of over 60 miles an hour, but only for a few hundred feet. When it chases another fast animal, such as an antelope, the cheetah must catch it quickly. So if we flip back to the cover, we can see, there's the picture. And then there's the diagram right there. The electric eel gives the strongest shock of any animal. An electric eel can give a shock of up to 650 volts, over 5 times the voltage needed to light a standard household light bulb. That is enough electricity to give a serious shock to a horse or other large animal. A standard household light bulb is what you use in your homes. What do you wonder about the electric eel? The land snail is one of the slowest animals. Some snails can move only 8 inches in a minute. At that speed, the snail would need 5.5 days to travel 1 mile. Fortunately, the snail, with its hard shell, does not need to run away from danger. How do you think the snail protects himself? There are many kinds of large snakes, but the anaconda is the biggest. Anacondas can grow to be over 25 feet long and weigh 400 pounds. They wait in trees and drop onto their prey. A hungry anaconda can swallow a whole deer or goat. And that's what an anaconda looks like next to a human. The anaconda is much bigger. The flea is very small, but it is the world's best jumper. The flea is only 1/16 of an inch tall, but it can jump 8 inches into the air. That is almost 130 times its own height. If a 5.5-foot tall woman could jump as well as a flea, she could leap to the top of a 65-story building. The Galapagos tortoise lives longer than any other animal. Galapagos tortoises can live to be over 150 years old, about twice as long as the average person can expect to live. The end. And at the end, it gives us a diagram or a chart. And this chart tells us which animal, their record, their size, what they eat, and where they live. What do you know now that you didn't know before hearing this book? What animals do you still have questions about? What do you think Steve wants you to understand about animals? Thanks for reading again with me, guys, today.